Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, help us out. Click subscribe, show your support. And this is the first time since the Pro Wrestling Podcast launch, we actually didn't even get to our title topic of our episode this week. So we're giving you guys a supplemental episode. We're going to do our Elimination Chamber prediction show right now. Some of you tuned in a little earlier to our first show of the night. We went over all the latest wrestling news and rumors. This part of the episode, we want to give you guys those Elimination Chamber predictions. Facebook users, make sure you are tuning in to Wrestler Unstoppable. Available now. It's free. No $60 to $100 like every other wrestling video game. Totally free. Create wrestlers, sign contracts, get in storylines, headline pay-per-views, build corporations, all included. Wrestler Unstoppable. Totally free. Facebook.com. Wrestling fans, Elimination Chamber is less than 24 hours away. We've got a lot going on heading into that show. And here's the problem with the show. The show is too predictable. This is becoming like a broken record with WWE. They have a show coming on. Everybody in the world would love to have all this meaning and all this drama heading into the Elimination Chamber. Unfortunately, we have none. The reality of the situation is there is a projection. The pros are saying that nothing important is going to happen at this show. So why even have the show? If you're not going to do anything of substance, why are we here? You know, seriously. So what we're going to do in this episode, this supplement to our Saturday night show, is we're going to run down all the matches for the card. We're going to give you the current betting odds so you understand where we're coming from. We're going to give you our predictions. I'm going to tell you right up front, if you are a person who just follows the news outlets out there, eWrestling News, WrestleZone.com, Wrestling Inc., those types play F4W Online, which is the Wrestling Observer. If you go to all those places, you'll see that the articles are stating that there is no championships that are planned to change hands at this show. I'm going to tell you what my predictions are, but if you're going with their predictions, you don't even need to tune into the pay-per-view. Daniel Bryan will retain, Ronda Rousey will retain, all that stuff. Nothing changes hands. Bobby Lashley keeps his championship, all that nonsense. Shane and Miz keep their championship. There's no reason to tune in. Unless you're just tuning in to watch Baron Corbin get beat up, there's really no reason to tune into the show if you go with what all the news outlets are reporting. So, here comes our predictions for the show. Starting off with, Buddy Murphy and Akira Tozawa. Buddy Murphy, the odds-on favorite to retain his championship. He will be on the kickoff show. Buddy Murphy is the minus 700 favorite. That means you'd have to bet $700 to win $100. And he is the favorite. Akira Tozawa plus 400. What that means is, our prediction is, Buddy Murphy retains here. They never handle people like Akira Tozawa correctly anyways. He's an incredibly talented wrestler. Deserves a much more substantial run with the Cruiserweight Championship. Not going to get it this time. It's going to go to Buddy Murphy. Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman. I can't believe I'm talking about a Braun Strowman match this early in a prediction show. He's usually in a main event. Not this time. No disqualification match with Baron Corbin. This is a match that cannot end fast enough. I'm so tired of seeing Baron Corbin in any kind of premier spot on the show. Now, don't get me wrong. People hate him, and that's usually a good thing. But it's not even like you suck hate. It's more of like, we just don't want to see you hate. Braun Strowman, the minus 600 favorite to Baron Corbin's plus 350. Again, that means you'd have to bet $600 to win $100 on betting on Braun Strowman. I don't even know where to go with it. Braun Strowman's going to win this match. If he doesn't, it's going to be a schmaz ending. You notice there's some people who are not on the show, easily could show up and get involved. I expect Braun Strowman probably will get jumped by somebody like Drew McIntyre will come out. Kurt Angle will come out and make the save. They may even turn it into a tag team match on the pay-per-view, which would be a horrible idea. But in the end, Braun Strowman's going to win. If he doesn't, it's going to be because of something stupid. So my prediction, Braun Strowman wins the match. For the WWE Intercontinental Championship, it's a handicap match, Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush versus Finn Balor. And if I'm WWE booking this, look, okay, let me pause before I say that. The odds right now say that Finn Balor, even though all the websites say no championships are supposed to change, Finn Balor is the minus 170 favorite to Bobby Lashley's plus 130. Again, that means you'd have to bet $170 to win $100 on Finn Balor. He's the favorite to win. Now, a lot of people already think this is going to be one of those stupid matches where Finn Balor Balor pins Lio Rush, thereby keeping Bobby Lashley strong, but transitioning the title to Finn Balor. The issue I have is, one, Finn Balor just came off a Universal Championship match where he looked good. Okay, I know it was brief, but he looked good. And I don't really want to see that happen. And then you look at the other side of the coin, I don't really want to see Finn Balor look like he can only beat small guys, so he's going to pin Lio Rush. Or, you know, he's taking advantage of the stipulation and using it to his advantage to win the Intercontinental title. That's like a heel thing to do. I would much rather see him cleanly beat Bobby Lashley if he's going to win the title, and I don't see that happening at all. I actually hope that they keep Bobby Lashley strong. So, oh gosh, what do we say here? I'm going with Bobby Lashley retaining the championship. I don't want to say that, but I'm going to go with that. Bobby Lashley retains the Tag Team Championship. SmackDown Tag Team titles. Shane and The Miz, minus 600 favorites versus the Usos, a plus 350. With the news coming out about Jimmy Uso getting busted for, you know, being intoxicated, the WWE could not pay me enough money to give him a win on any pay-per-view. So I don't care if the Usos were 10,000... minus 10,000 favorites, I would not be betting on the Usos in this one. Shane McMahon and The Miz, they retain. They head to WrestleMania, or maybe to a Fastlane to defend those titles again. But this time, not happening. Shane and The Miz retain. For the Raw Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott. And you know what the sin of this one is? I'll just give you the odds real quick. Ronda Rousey, the minus 5,000 favorite. That means you would have to spend $5,000 in wagers to earn $100 in winnings. That's insane. I've never seen that for a wrestling match. Minus 5,000, Ruby Riott the plus 1,200. Here's the problem with the match. Let's be honest, we all know they're not going to change the WrestleMania main event. Ronda Rousey retains. I get that. That's my prediction. But it shouldn't be. Because Ruby Riott really is that good. Ruby Riott really is as good, if not better, than some of the talents that are pushed at the top of the card right now. She's as good as people like Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Natalya, Naomi. You know, she could easily be the women's champion. They haven't pushed her like that, and that seems to be common for a lot of the independent stars that come to WWE and go up through NXT. I would really like to see her be featured as a world champion contender. I don't think it'll happen, obviously, in this match. I've already predicted it's going to be Ronda Rousey, but it's really a shame, because it really does make Ruby Riott look like she's not on that level, and the truth of the matter is, she really is. I'm going to go with the Raw, or I shouldn't say the Raw, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber match. Nia Jax and Tamina versus Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott versus Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose versus Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, the Iconics, versus Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Carmella and Naomi. When I look at this, the odds makers say Bayley and Sasha Banks are the 2-5 favorite. Nia Jax and Tamina are the second. The Iconics are third. The Riot Squad fourth. Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville fifth. Carmella and Naomi sixth. Honestly, when I look at this, I think it's so blaringly obvious that Bayley and Sasha Banks win, but maybe that's exactly why you don't let them win. Maybe you give the championship win to the Iconics. I don't think you give it to Nia Jax and Tamina. For those who tuned into our earlier episode, I think Nia Jax is going to go and face Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania, and I'm okay with that. So I don't think you give it to them. If you give it to the Iconics, it gives Bayley and Sasha something to do between now and WrestleMania when they win the championship at Fastlane. And that's what I would have them do. I would give the win to the Iconics, but I'm not booking it. The odds makers probably have it right. It'll be Bayley and Sasha Banks who win this match. They win the Women's Tag Team Championship in the Elimination Chamber. That is also my prediction, and here is why. Because at WrestleMania, Bayley and Sasha Banks are going to defend the Women's Tag Team Championship against Lita and Trish Stratus. And that match has been rumored for over a year. So, I think that's exactly what they're going to do, and I think it's safe booking, but it makes a lot of sense. Now we get to the match that I'm angry about. The WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy versus Kofi Kingston, who was added this week to replace Mustafa Ali. Here are the odds. Daniel Bryan 1-6, AJ Styles 5-1, Samoa Joe 8-1, Randy Orton 10-1, Jeff Hardy 16-1, Kofi Kingston 16-1. That means Daniel Bryan the overwhelming favorite to retain the championship. Everybody in the world is predicting Daniel Bryan retains this title, but let's be honest. There is no firm World WWE Heavyweight Championship match already slated or at least rumored for the main event at WrestleMania, or the SmackDown main event at WrestleMania. So that being said, if I was WWE, this may be, I know it sounds nuts. I know, it's crazy. It may be a good time to put that championship on Kofi Kingston. If I was booking this match as a booker for WWE, there was almost nobody as popular as the New Day. Nobody. But here's the thing. I would have no problem with booking Kofi to win and the New Day turning heel and protecting that championship. Let the New Day be the ones to win the tag team championship from Miz and Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. Let them have the world and the tag team championships, and that way it's almost Horseman-esque. Let the three of them protect the championships by being, thinking individually but acting collectively, like Arn Anderson always used to say. Do that. If I was booking this, I think I would do it. Kofi Kingston's been in the company forever. And let's face it, we're in the age now where the skinny guys can beat the big guys. So why not? Daniel Bryan's a world champion. He weighs 180 pounds. Go ahead, give it to Kofi Kingston. If I'm booking it, I'm giving it to Kofi Kingston. Unfortunately, I'm not booking it. Now, here's the deal. Let's run through the other people. Jeff Hardy can't happen. He's been beaten too many times. He's an upper mid-card guy now. Yes, that's what he is. He's not the world champion. Randy Orton. Been there, done that. And he's rumored to be facing AJ Styles at WrestleMania. So I don't see that happening because I don't think it's going to be for the title. And I really am looking forward kind of to see the Randy Orton AJ Styles feud. I would much rather see Shawn Michaels AJ Styles at Mania, but apparently Shawn Michaels bumped his head in that Crown Jewel tag team match and he doesn't want to wrestle anymore. So I'll go with the AJ Styles Randy Orton. Then you got Samoa Joe, the guy who has had a million opportunities to become champion and had never been able to do it. If there was going to be an upset in this show, I think it would be Samoa Joe winning the championship from Daniel Bryan. And I only see that happening if they're going to flip Joe face and have that Wyatt family reunion. That way you have, all four of these monsters chasing down, Samoa Joe, and he has a reason to be a face. And he doesn't need anybody helping him. It would be a great storyline how he's attacked so many people over the years that he doesn't have anybody who is backing him up. And then, he comes out as a champion. And it's a great story to be told. But I don't see that happening. I really don't. What I see happening is Daniel Bryan does retain here, not because he should, and not because he shouldn't, because it makes the most business sense heading into WrestleMania. There's already a storyline there. You just built that horrendously disgusting looking belt, that eco-friendly belt. You don't want to get rid of that already. Heck, look how long they kept that stupid John Cena spinner belt going. They don't get rid of belts very often. So I think Bryan will hang on to the belt here. But hopefully, and dear Lord, I pray sooner than later, they get rid of that nasty belt. But in this show, at the Elimination Chamber, I see Daniel Bryan retaining. And I don't want to say that. Like I said, I want to see Kofi Kingston. But I don't see that happening. So, that is the prediction show. Sorry we didn't get that on the last episode like we had promised. But we got it to you in a supplement. That's all the time we have for this episode. Check back with us next time. We'll run down the latest wrestling news and rumors. Special thanks as always, bensound.com, purpleplanet.com for all our sound effects and music. We always get sponsored by Beazle Games. Go to frowrestling.com to pick up your copy. It's a cool game, almost like a Pictionary matched up with chutes and ladders. Check it out. Very cool stuff. AlleyRepair.com, servicing all classic skee ball, pinball, and arcade game needs. And don't forget our sister site, FroLifePlanning.com, for all your higher education needs. Fro Life Educational Planning is for today, for tomorrow, and for life with Fro Life. I'm Fred Froelich, better known as Mr. Fro. I want to thank you so much for popping back in with us for our supplement for the Elimination Chamber. Don't forget to stop by www.tsj101sports.com for their latest articles on the world of pro wrestling, or hit my blog up in Fro's Corner, located on frowrestling.com, as well as our independent wrestling events tab. Check that out for independent events coming to a town near you. Until next time, take care, everybody. Have a great night.